What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the reviews for Final Fantasy VII's Remake. So the review scores are in, and this game is getting very, very high review scores. At the time I'm recording this, it's got an 87 on Metacritic based off of 69 review scores. Now, again, that's going to be added to, I believe it was at 88 a little bit earlier, before I started recording this. I've seen people on YouTube as well. I think a lot of the people that are doing reviews on YouTube are saying very, very good things about this game. So again, the verdict is out. So let's talk about some of the things that these review scores are saying. Let's go over my kind of impressions, because this game releases, obviously, this Friday. And another thing that makes this game a little bit more tricky to talk about is the fact that it's already out in a lot of places. I mean, there's regions in the world that have gotten this game early, notably Australia. All the Australia viewers or just people online or gamers in general, a lot of them probably already have Final Fantasy VII. A lot of, obviously with the stuff going on around the world, this game has kind of been thrown through a loop. And I should also, again, clarify, I did say this in my video talking about my thoughts, kind of like my preview of this game. I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I'm going in completely as like a newbie. So I'm just, again, I'm going based off these reviews as somebody who has never played this game, obviously has heard very, very good things about the original game for a very long time, but I definitely want to make that clear for anybody watching this video. It seems like, well, firstly, there's a lot of perfect scores. A lot of sites are giving this game perfect scores, and it seems like the top things, even from those that are giving you weaker scores, there are some 7 out of 10s, there are some 6 out of 10s. Even those ones, though, seems like visually absolutely amazing, which is not a surprise considering Final Fantasy and considering what we've seen, in the past from Final Fantasy VII's Remake. That was no surprise. The music is absolutely incredible. The story, for the most part, is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's the game, we all remember it, and the combat is super, super good. And you know what? When I think of a game personally, and I love single player games. I love JRPGs. I don't play every single one of them that ever releases, but well, let me tell you, just as a gamer in general, those are some of the pillars that I look for if the game is good. Is the story good? Is the gameplay mechanics good? Does it look good? Does it sound good? Does it feel good? All those kind of things seems to be the case. The things that I found reading as many of these as I could, I tried to read like summaries of as many of these 69 review scores as I could. It seems like the only thing that really hurts this game are, ironically, the changes they put into it. Now, again, because this is parts. Now, I don't know how many parts there's going to be in this game in all. I feel like, is there only going to be 2? I haven't seen anything of how many parts they intend to make it, but from what I had seen, it seems like the weakest parts are the padding, is the fact that they're trying to make it a little bit more. Now, a lot of the higher review scores are saying that, hey, a lot of these additional things are welcome. Some of the side quests are very important and add character growth and really just make you kind of respect the world and the lore. I saw a lot about that too. Like, if you love the lore of Final Fantasy VII, you're going to like it. So the positive approach to it is that it kind of builds, it's more world and character building, these quests, these additional things. The weaker scores seem to look at it and say, no, it kind of boggles it down. It kind of adds too much to it. And that's tough. Now, again, like, only reading these scores, it honestly comes down to just the person, because I can tell you, myself personally, it does depend. I mean, when you're playing a game, if you're super into the game, maybe when you add additional things, like if there are things that you can just go around the world and look at. I'm going to use an example of Uncharted 4. I know it's a completely different game than Final Fantasy VII, but like Uncharted has always been a game of exploration to an extent. Obviously, after The Last of Us, Uncharted 4 used a lot more of the optional dialogue, and you can go around the world and you can find treasures, but you learn more about what's going on in the story. I think overall, I adore that. Now, to some people, that may be just like adding too much, where it's like, just give me the base story, let me go through the game, let me experience it how it should actually be, and that's it. But you could argue, well, maybe this is how it actually should be. So it does depend. Maybe me, being somebody who has never played Final Fantasy VII, maybe I am just going to kind of want a streamlined experience, maybe more like akin to the original game. And if this game adds in all of these additional things to do, kind of boggles it down, maybe that makes it harder on me to get through it. Maybe that confuses me. I don't know. It's all speculation. If you guys have the game, or if you guys played Final Fantasy VII, you can definitely let me know in the comments, your thoughts on that. But I can see, my basic point is, I can see why the same thing can be viewed 2 different ways. Again, seems like universal acceptance of what the strongest parts of this game are. The weakest parts of this game seem to be, again, depending on who you are, what they added, that it just adds a little bit too much to it, that it kind of takes away from it in some ways. However, again, other people may look at that and say, you know what, that's a really great thing. It's going to be interesting because I know one of the main stories going into this game by fans were the concerns at what was being added, that there are changing things. I saw a lot of people say it's a reimagining. They're reimagining a lot of things from the original game, original Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be interesting now because now everybody's going to be playing it. Were you skeptical about those reimaginings, about those changes to the game? You know, what exactly were your thoughts about it? Now, when you go into the game, did those changes hurt or help the game, right? Did the reimagining actually make the game better or did it make it worse? That's going to be a really, honestly, a telling tale going into it. But, you know, overall, yes, there are some bad. I mean, I guess the weakest scores, there's a couple 7s and there's 1 6 as of right now. I personally, when I play games, when I watch movies, if you guys have been with the channel for any length of time, we don't give scores. Even if I do reviews, which we don't really do reviews that often, I don't say what my score, I don't give a score. I say whether you should buy it or whether you should not buy it or whether you should go, you know, pay money to see it in the theaters or whether you should not. That's how I approach it. I respect review scores. I see their purpose, but at the same time, when it comes to me, it's just, is this game worth your time, worth you getting, or is it not worth you getting? And to me, it definitely seems like even a 6 out of 10, is that worth getting? I feel like in some respects it could be, but overall, again, this is just a small sample, and you can't always even go by game journalists. In fact, I don't like to go by game journalists at all. These scores do not impact me at all. I'm getting this game day 1. I know a lot of people have gotten it day -5, -6 because they got it early, but I'm going to get this game, you know, night 1. It's already preloaded on my PlayStation. I'm ready to go. I can't wait to play it. I know there's going to be problems. Obviously, a game can't literally be perfect, but these review scores, I mean, hey, so it's another very, very good game. Is this game in the 90s? No. So is it like game of the generation? Nah, no. I feel like because of that, here's what I will say. Because of the difference of review scores, I feel like maybe the additions hurt it a little bit more than it helped it, because I feel like a lot of people go into Final Fantasy VII thinking it's one of the greatest games of all time. And by saying that, I'm not saying like they're thinking wrong, but a lot of people do that. So like, it depends. What were you expecting review scores to be? Did we all think? I'll tell you this. I honestly thought this game would get in like the low 90s because so many people do think the original one is like, say, a 10 out of 10, and then it's really how much does the recreation of it, how much does that bring it down, right? That's kind of how I approached it, but still a high 80, I mean, that's insanely good. And like I said, not everybody gives review scores. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about that they played this game. Again, people that have like YouTube channels, they absolutely loved it, called it some of the greatest, you know, one of the greatest games they've played this console generation, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm feeling very, very confident about it. I'm very excited about it. Guys, in the comments, let me know. What do you think? What do you think about the review scores? Have you played it yet? Are you still looking forward to it? Do you think the changes hurt or help this game? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit that bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do this for all the big games. I normally do like a preview kind of thing for them. And I talk about when the reviews of these games come out. You guys seem to really, really like that. I'd like to do that with movies too. It's just every movie under the sun has been delayed. But let me know if you guys like this kind of video as well. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon rung so you know when all the videos go up. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next video.